If you've ever worn a pair of TKEES, you already know something about Carly Burnett, even if you didn't know her name. The brand has a feeling. It's minimal, certain, and it doesn't have to convince you of anything. And when you meet the founder, you realize that that's not an accident, because it turns out the woman behind the brand operates the same way. Carly built TKEES with her husband. She had kids while she was doing it. She watched celebrities fall in love with something she made without ever asking them to. What we want to know is what it's like to build something that looks this effortless. Carly Burnett, co-founder of TKEES, you are built for this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
She's your biggest fan.
We've only been talking about this for, I don't know, however many weeks. But yeah, no, we're so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
You're quite the legend. Do you still talk about your gymnast days? Because that was something that,
Wow.
and I know, because you talk about because you were barefoot. Right?
Yes, that's true.
And
I never even drew the correlation between the two.
There's a tie-in.
Yeah.
There must be.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so.
The grip on the beam, you know.
You're right. My whole childhood was pretty much barefoot.
Right?
Oh, wow. See? So I'm having these conversations.
We can end it.
So,
we can end it here.
You know, we're wondering, where did you see this gap in the market when you were looking for shoes? You just couldn't find anything that was simple or effortless or minimalistic. Like, how did you come up with this idea, and where did you see the gap, and how did you actually get TKEES off the ground?
Well, there was surprisingly nothing like it in the market. It was sort of like I always was scratching my head. I'm like, someone must be doing this. It was really like an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I were working on this t-shirt company, and we were putting graphics on these oversized tees and Trove clothing.
Yeah.
I think we actually called it Trovex at one point because we got sued by some store called Trove on
I feel like
Bathurst
you could
Street.
probably get a really cool shirt at a vintage store, and it would still be classic and cool today. I don't know what it looks like.
We've seen them, random people wearing them on the street.
Wow.
But I mean, it was a really long time. It was fun.
So cool.
We learned a lot. But there was nothing like it out there.
Yeah.
And, there was this one day I was getting ready to go to meet a friend of mine. It was her mother's birthday. Actually, her name is Olympia. She runs J. Crew now.
Oh, wow.
So we just came out with that.
I saw a partnership.
Yeah. So we've known each other. We went to school together, and my husband grew up with their family.
Okay.
So
was she were you guys
She was at
girls?
Branksome. So she was at Branksome with the Beckermans, who are actually close friends of mine as well.
Yes. Okay.
But I was never at Branksome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember Olympia Berman.
Yeah.
Berman.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was going to
crazy.
her mother's birthday party, and I was rushed, and I was getting ready, and I was so frustrated at the front door. I had jeans and a t-shirt on. I was trying to put on shoes, and I was I just didn't want to look down. Who wants to look down at their outfit? You just want to look up, you know? So I was I just want to walk out barefoot.
Yeah.
And it was this crazy, lightning struck.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was the universe just fed me this idea of, it was almost it wasn't even my idea. It's it just got messaged down to me.
There was a need.
Yeah. It was there was a need, and it was
crazy.
super visual in my mind.
Yeah. And
I got really excited about it. I'm I just need to create a flip-flop that disappears on your foot. That's not, plastic embellished, chunky, whatever, just something simple and well made. And I got really excited about it, and I ran, and, I told Jesse, my husband, and, they probably thought I was crazy. Yeah. And then, I started looking into it, and nobody was doing it. I'm somebody must be doing it. It's a flip flop.
Yeah.
It's a white
it
t-shirt,
should exist already.
How does this not exist?
Yeah.
So we were still doing our clothing, and we had the seamstress that spoke Portuguese. And we thought, Javiana. I was yeah, they're made in Brazil. Let's go to Brazil.
Yeah.
So, we had her cold call all of these factories for us because nobody gave us the time of the day.
Right.
And then we found a guy that gave us an opportunity to make samples. And
this is in Brazil.
This is in Brazil.
Crazy.
And so that whole process, I think, took about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
They came back too thin,
And this was still under the Trove
This was
umbrella?
still, you're right.
Okay.
So, because we had great showrooms in the US for our Trove clothing company. And they're like, oh, well, you should make it like Trove TKEES.
Yeah.
And we're like, I think just TKEES. Like, no, you have to merge the brand. It should be under Trove. So you're right. The first run was Trove TKEES. And then eventually we dropped the Trove.
How did you come up with the name TKEES?
So we got, like I said before, we got sued by like very early on. And I thought when we got that letter, I was very young and I thought it was just the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like the cops are coming to arrest me.
Yeah,
My life's over.
Yeah, you're being separated
What's
from your
the
family.
cease and desist?
Yeah.
I was like, what
It's
is
over.
this?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was like paralyzed by it. So I learned from that. Now I look back and it's funny, but let's just like make up a made up word.
Yeah.
So you're safe,
Mhm.
like Kleenex. What's cute and like what feels beachy but still elegant and made up.
Yeah.
And I thought, like a tiki torch.
Yeah.
So we changed the name. I think the spelling of it a million times.
Yeah.
I think it was like TEEKEES, and then it was TEKEES. And then it was like, it sounded like a sorority or a fraternity.
Yeah.
So we ended up changing it to TKEES. And still to this day, people call it TKEES.
Yeah. I've heard it
everybody.
I've heard people call
probably
it TKEES
more
before.
But they
call it
both
TKEES.
sound really nice. Like you found a word that no matter how you
It's
pronounce it,
Yeah.
It's a
it
happy
like
word.
works.
Yeah.
Feels like it sounds like flip flops.
Yeah, it
TKEES,
does.
It's
It
like
does. When you
happy,
think of TKEES,
2
you
syllables.
literally think of your brand.
Yeah, like it is the product.
Are you a fashion person?
No.
No. So
I appreciate fashion.
right.
I look at fashion as more like a creative process.
Mhm.
It's like this. I look at TKEES and I wear one pair of nudes, but I appreciate them. Like, I know they're simple and some people may look at them just like flip flops or sandals, but I look at them like little objects.
Yeah.
Like little,
Yeah.
art jobs.
Yeah.
And to me, it's very similar it extends beyond that with fashion.
TKEES, it's a very interesting brand because I've been wearing them since high school, but I didn't know they were founded in Canada by like a female
I
couple.
know, nobody
like
does.
you and your husband.
That's the
no,
beauty
Is that
of
by
it.
design? Is it by
It's
design?
not by design. I just think that Jesse and I are very private people.
Yeah.
We've often been told to like step in front, instead of behind. But it's just always felt a little inauthentic for us.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Was there like a point in the progression of the brand and the growth where you were like, wow, you once were like a Canadian-based brand and then suddenly you're everywhere? Is there a country that it's more popular in?
We're probably do most of our business in North America.
Yeah.
We probably do like 10 to 15% of our business in Canada, but we're tapped out in Canada. You can only, like, we started to say no to some distribution because you don't want to oversaturate the market. We are where we want to be in Canada.
Right.
So it's great, but we really started in the US, even though we're Canadian, just because of our clothing company. We had distributors and reps in the US. So naturally we were a US company. We just were born here and we just happened to start.
The weather also is just better there in multiple states than in Canada.
Just depends on where you go.
Yeah, there's just more growth there. There's more opportunity.
Sure. Yeah.
But Canada's been great to us.
Yeah.
And really grateful for it and grateful for the distribution. We've had really great partners.
So this was another in my dig that somewhere in Toronto there is a sandal guy who turned down a big opportunity in hindsight. Just do,
the sandal guy. Was it called the Sandal Man or
this? I wasn't going to say the name unless you wanted to say
the
name.
I don't even remember what it's called.
But a guy in the sandal space.
He did.
And you guys at that time, I guess you probably knew that you had a golden goose. They didn't know,
we definitely had an idea.
And they kind of blew you off.
Yeah. So right when we had the idea, I'm like, I just need things to happen right away. I get so excited.
Yes.
Anything we could do to make it happen yesterday, I'll try. So I was like looking at places in Toronto, and there was like the sandal man I don't even remember what it was called. And we walked in and he was more like grassroots. Like he made like Birkenstocky, like not even like more like granola-y sort of like, natural leather shoes that he made like on the spot. He's like, yeah, I make for Alanis Morissette. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And
Can
basically,
you make for me?
Yeah, no. Well, that's what I asked. And he just sort of looked at me like I had two heads. And I said, okay, this is not the right direction. But, you're young and you just,
yeah, but you hustled.
We're exploring and so that was just like a.
But can you imagine being that guy? I mean, how do you know at the time, right? When something like that is like being presented to you, but just to see that true. And like to like look back on that. I wonder if he even knows. It'd be interesting.
I doubt it.
Maybe we should set something up with him.
I might drop off a pair of TKEES for him, see if maybe he'll distribute them in his store. I'm kidding.
Okay, and so you were building while you were raising kids,
yes,
as well. So, like I remember you talking about being at trade shows with like a 3-month-old and
3-month-old.
I know.
I was still like cocooning in my house.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I didn't know any better either. I remember we were at a trade show. I think for maybe it was TKEES, like right when we started, right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And there was a girl beside us from Vancouver and she had like a 6-month-old son. And for me, it's like, I always like kids, but not like, I wasn't like, oh, I need kids right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you hold him for a second? And I was like, like I don't hold babies, and she gave him to me and he didn't cry. And I just sort of like fell in love. It was like one of those holy shit moments.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I say that?
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't
matter.
And then we were flying back. I think it was California, and I was beside Jess, and he gave me Inc. magazine to read.
Yeah,
God bless him.
Yeah,
and I was reading an article. He's probably like, shit, I can't believe I gave her that magazine. And it said, as an entrepreneur, it's never really a good time to have a baby. So you just have to do it because there's always we're too busy with this or that's happening. That you never know. There's like so many unknowns.
Right, there's never a good
and there's
time,
no stability. So it's like you just have to do it and just figure it out. So I looked at him and I was like, wow, this is what it says. What do you think? And we weren't married. And, we knew we were like lifers the second we met. So it didn't matter. And he sort of, I don't think he's fully answered me, but it happened right away.
That's such an amazing story. So and I think that's going to resonate with so many people. Like I was saying before you even started recording, like I think everyone goes through that. Like there's never a right time to have a kid.
There's never
like,
going to be a good time.
Life.
It was probably like the worst time ever. But like I said, it's just meant to be. They pick you. And And so we were in the middle of building a company and we didn't have much. So having being pregnant and I stretched it. I had to get doctor's notes when I was like 8 months pregnant because you're not supposed to travel past a certain point.
Right. Yes.
And I just, work was just like, there
nonstop.
was nonstop.
And I mean, your work at home being a mom is also a full-time job too.
It's a full-time job, but I think.
Where were you flying?
We went to, after at 8 months, we flying for trade shows.
Like in the US or
within the US.
Okay.
Not overseas.
How many trade shows like annually would you have to go to when you're just
starting
starting off the
when
business?
We were really part of it, Jessie and I, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
There was like probably like maybe 6.
6 a year.
Yeah.
And it's
they
like
kept on growing. Like,
they
kept on adding more, like, Cabana in Miami. And
would you bring like staff with you or hire people there?
At the beginning, it was more like us. And then the more like we would hire on more reps, like people would come to us, be like, we really want to represent TKEES. We're based in, California, or we want to be your distributor, or we're based in Germany. So we were really lucky that we had like a company that
people wanted.
Because the product would sell. I think the problem was just trying to keep up with the demand.
I have an extension of the kids question. And this is actually, so once you have 2 beautiful
I do.
kids,
Thank you.
And once the kids are on board and you're building, one of the, so we polled our Instagram community and asked them for questions about like that, just they want to hear from like founders and just anyone coming on the show. One of them that I thought was totally appropriate for you is about the invisible hands. Because I think I've heard you talk about this before. Like, the support around you, like your village, that makes it possible, right? Like if it's family, if it's help, like
you need it. You need it. Well, when I had kids, I didn't stop, right? I'm not a napper, unfortunately. So my days just blended, like night to day. My parents were kind enough to get us a night nurse, which was like my savior, because it gave me a couple hours to recoup and, you know, pump and do whatever I needed to do, because work never shut off. My parents were great with the kids. So were Jesse's mom was super hands-on when she was around. She lives in the US. We've got like, you know, their aunts, Auntie Monty, who's like a massive part of our lives, who's incredibly right now incredibly helpful. And she's doing her own thing and she's very successful at it. And my team is like, I'm so like, knock on wood, it's small and mighty. Like they just know how to do their job really well. There was a point where we had a lot of staff. We were told, grow, you know, hire, and more. And
how big did your staff get?
We were like 30 plus, like 30, close to 40.
It's a lot
but internally, like then we
manage.
had like our reps, then we had our factories, and then we had our consultants and blah, blah, blah. But it was too much. It was like, it was a lot of hand holding. It was a lot of people not really doing their jobs. There's a lot of people, you know, the younger generation, it was difficult. Like it was not what I was used to. So when you find those unicorns, and we've had lifers, like, you know, we've had employees that have been with us since the beginning. It's the best thing in the entire world. And everyone, you know, you hear it from a lot of people. They say like, you know, careful with your staff and make sure like, you know, you draw a line and they don't, you know, you can't really treat them like family. But I have a different mentality. I'm like, well, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't have a lot of good friends. I hang out with my family. I work out. You know, I
take care of
build
your
a company, you know, and so the people that are part of this journey with us, they're going to be like my family. You know?
Well, and if they're the right people.
Well, they have to be the right people.
Right? That's it. But if they're the right people, then you want them to be your chosen family.
But I also think
I really value them.
Have evolved, and I think there's no right way to be a boss. There's no right way to create a company. And I think at the end of the day, it has to be
right way
you.
To raise a kid. Right. You know, when they give you like all these books to read about, I was like, I think I'm just going to I'd rather not know.
Right. And you want to trust your gut too with people, right?
That's what I was
thinking. You got to trust your instincts. And like there's the old, well, I don't even know if it's an adage, but there's, you know, if you can teach skills, but you can't teach attitude.
No.
Right? Yeah. And that's always the biggest one for me. Anytime that I've been in the hiring position, it's like,
and you've hired a lot of
people.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones who have been the, you know, the most, successful and committed are the ones who I really do consider family.
I think it's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Just the way we work.
And talking a little bit about growing your team, as you scaled internationally, were there any challenges you didn't see coming that you had to kind of pivot? Was there, you know, a critical point where, I'm making this up, you were shipping shoes, they didn't arrive on time? Like, is it harder? Is it harder? Like, are there major
more
challenges?
You grow, the more growing pains you get, or the more problems you have, right? You just, it's like Jesse will always say, like, yeah, I'm the CEO, but like with the CEO, it's like you're constantly just putting out fires. Yeah. But that naturally comes with growth. But the more experience you have and the more problems you've dealt with, the faster you know how to deal with them. And they sort of roll off and you move forward as quickly as possible. But that happens every day.
Is there like one instance where you thought, you know, you may not recover or something when you were
in more than one?
Really? Because I mean, sitting in my shoes, like you make everything look like picture perfect. Like, you know, the people who are trying to start their own businesses or like hit a roadblock or like something has completely derailed or like the check bounces and now the delivery or the payment of the manufacturer.
Part of being an entrepreneur. I mean, I think I read yesterday that being an entrepreneur is like eating glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I laughed at that because it's true. It's like I've been doing this for close to 2 decades, almost 20 years.
Wow.
And there's probably been more downs and ups, but the ups, yeah. I feel
But
like
like, I
that's the case with any
appreciate you
business.
keeping it real, because like I feel like I don't hear people say that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, especially when you have like the like, you've got, there's the celebrity factor and there's like the international brand factor, right? Where everything looks a certain way on the outside. Like you've got J-Lo and Jennifer Aniston and Angelina.
We got really lucky with that.
You've got, and without even
trying.
Because
it wasn't,
right?
It wasn't in the marketplace. There wasn't like a sleek,
It's
approachably
so
priced, clean, easy flip-flop out there.
So understated. Didn't
we got
even
really
ask.
lucky with that.
But then the question, I guess, is like it looks so seamless and so like you've done an incredible job of
hiding it,
of just creating the image. No, but then talking about it, obviously, like and
the brand. Honestly, the brand has always been strong. Like it's we've done. I guess we could sit back and pat ourselves on the back. You don't do it because you're so in it. The brand has been really successful. It's, as we're constantly innovating, we've got 1 million people, knocking us off, but it's.
Jess was talking about that, like how you deal with that. But I honestly have not seen a knockoff that comes close to the quality
it's
of the
It's not the quality.
Like,
it could look
might
like it.
look, but doesn't
No.
actually.
No. And people may buy it, but they ended up, they always end up coming
or
back
they break
to,
in their.
to TKEES. Exactly.
And I think
you're buying
TKEES for like the brand promise of just an incredible, effortless.
Yeah,
we've all
OG,
tried
right?
buy a knockoff here and there, but like
it's never the
doesn't feel the
never
same.
the original thing.
No, and we're approachably priced.
How do you? Because this is always something that I like with the copycat thing. Because I would say, arguably, you, in terms of brands that I am familiar with, I would say that your flip flops in particular are arguably one of the most copied shoe, at least that I know in my orbit. Like, it's going to happen, obviously. But how do you handle that emotionally? Like, what is it? Are you thinking like, okay, you're constantly, now we have to reinvent. We have to like constantly.
Well, you constantly have to reinvent.
Right.
That's important. You have to be the leader in the category.
Right.
I think that's always really important. I remember the first big company that copied us was The Gap.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like,
probably not setting.
Oh my, it was like, we were really young and, it was a scary thing.
Yeah.
But then we're just like, wow, wait, this is super flattering.
Right.
That The Gap
Right.
looked at our brand and said, wow, you guys are doing something right.
We're obviously on
so,
to something
and if anything,
huge.
like at the end, when we put into perspective, it drove us.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, well, we just need to be the leaders in the category.
Yeah.
We just need to constantly innovate, which is fun.
Yeah.
And just like be confident with what we do. Make sure our distribution is with the A stores.
Right.
Trickle down possibly to the B.
Right.
Come out with like, waterproof, like the different like sub brands underneath it.
Yeah.
And just dominate the area.
Yeah.
And then the more you do it, the more people are going to copy you.
Yeah.
And it's just part of life, right?
It's
Everyone's doing it,
Yeah.
but you can't really. We see it every day.
Yeah,
Amazon has it. Their cloud, whatever.
Yeah, I think you can't replace the quality of the
can't,
product that you've made.
I look at them like, oh, great.
Right, exactly. Because
there's some
that those things are they're shredding at the toe.
There are some, big stores that were just recently that we had to pull out of because they were selling our products, sold out of them, and then copied our product, and then we were getting people saying, "Are you doing private label for them?"
Right,
and we're like,
"No,
wow, like
it's crazy."
Really?
Yeah.
People will do anything.
They do like a little market test, and then
people will do anything.
So
it's
wild.
Crazy.
What was the letter from Angelina?
That was so like with clothing, we had the same PR company, and by the time someone wore something, it was like you're already on to the next collection.
Yeah,
and I didn't like working like that. I wasn't a clothing designer. Yeah. I literally did oversized t-shirts with graphics on it and just morphed into something different.
Yeah,
that wasn't me. I just wanted to do a product and do it well.
Yeah.
So when we did it, our PR company gifted them to her, and she only wears black and nudes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's perfect for you.
Yeah, perfect. And she was such a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
And it was right before our first trade show, in New York, our big trade show, that we thought, oh, it's going to be empty. You know, we had horror stories with our clothing. And she wore them, and she was so into them that she wrote us the sweetest letter, just saying, you know, I think she was with Brad Pitt at the time.
So
barbecuing in them. I love them. I'm so grateful.
Surreal.
It was like so sweet.
Yeah.
And it came out in every magazine that she was wearing them. And then all the other people that they gifted, you know, they made us say they gifted like 50 pairs. They all wore them right away. And that's when magazines were really like relevant.
Well,
you know, everyone wore
everybody.
Everybody,
like
People magazine.
Yeah.
And when it came to our first big trade show in New York, it was like, I remember like looking at like Kurt Elliott thinking, oh, I really wish one day that our booth would be like that.
Yeah.
Our booth, you couldn't.
It's like a nightclub.
You're like calling it. You're calling an aunt to come fly to New York to be a saleswoman.
But
for the weekend.
And we had a single saleswoman that was doing all of North America, and I was like, shit,
it's crazy.
This is crazy.
But I mean,
we've got
and
something
it just
that
happens.
works.
Like it just,
but it really
but like-
just it was a good idea that was, you know, something that was missing in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We did it well. We happened to have the same PR company. They seeded it to a few. They wore it right away. It was like
the
this
same PR company as Angelina.
And so the PR company was one that like gifted to the, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just like that perfect
Yes.
storm in a way,
Yeah.
because you had all this great demand, but we were so small.
Right.
And we were just like, oh shit, like how do we even put in our first order?
Right.
So it was just always chasing the product from
Wild.
that point for many years.
And still with the same factory.
We're not with the same factory, but we've been with the same factories for quite some time.
Right.
So our original one, no, we were with them we outgrew them. But it was, I remember the first time going to Brazil, and we went with our team there, and they drove us out to the factory. It was like a 4-hour drive, like up into the mountains. And I was expecting to get out and see like the sandal man.
Right.
Like, you know, like 5 people working on
Just
them
like,
in a corner
Yeah.
of the factory.
Yeah.
No, genuinely,
Yeah.
I thought that. And I walked in, and the whole massive building was TKEES.
So
And I literally gave me
Wow.
goosebumps. And I looked at Jesse. I was like, is this all of us?
This is not.
This is us? He's like, yes, this is us.
Did he know?
And
Like
I guess he was like more in like the back end of the
operations
operations of
and-
it. Our hands were full. So he was really focused on one thing. I was focused on the other.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were hundreds of workers there. And I was like, holy shit, like we're sort of like employing all these people.
Yeah.
Like, this is so
It's real.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
It's so
I still think about
wild.
that moment and get the chills. And now like, you know, we've grown, but still it was so humbling and so rewarding, I
Yeah.
guess. You're like,
yeah.
oh, that was
Yeah, I
crazy.
feel like that's a massive, you know, I feel like you're like, I've made it. You show up to a factory that you didn't know was exclusive.
Little do you know, we've
Yeah.
made it to a certain extent,
But and that thought, like what you mentioned of just like we are contributing to the livelihood
yeah,
of all of these people, right?
yeah. So we just went around and like we shook people's hands, and I think they were sort of like weren't used to people being so personable and
Yeah.
kind, and yeah, I mean, I should probably go do that more because it's so cool to see people that are bringing your product to life.
What's the dynamic with Jesse? Because you guys have built this business together,
which is
Yes.
incredible.
And, yeah,
Thank you.
it is, and
Yeah.
it seems like again from you know hearing you speak prior and reading other stories and seeing the two of you together, it seems like just a beautiful connection and partnership.
Yeah, thank you. It is.
Yeah.
We're really lucky.
Yeah, like a yin and yang.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I think at the beginning of building it was a bit confusing because it's like, you know, I was on the left and he was on the right.
Mhm.
And then we would like bang in the middle and we'd cross over. But once we figured out our roles,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was quite seamless. Like we don't know how to do it without each other.
Right.
And what is the difference between your roles?
So I'm on the creative side of
Yeah.
things. And then he runs the company. So
Okay.
his job is now, many years later, his job is probably way more intricate than mine, especially the bigger we get. So he's
Right.
definitely got his hands full 24/7. He does not stop. and he's, traveling with my son because of F4 and in Europe. And he just like, he doesn't, I swear, I feel like he doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
He's like an around the clock. He's really, it's sort of sexy.
It's his personality.
That's amazing. I love it. It's like you keep that alive on the home front and the
no, it's cool to see,
like the
him
passion
grow over,
and the grit.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, that is very sexy.
Taking care of the business, the family, the children.
Yeah,
like what more could you ask for?
Like, get up and he'll cook for us. And like he just
best.
He really he does it, and I think the older you get, like I feel like the more, and it hasn't always been easy, but the more grateful you are. So you just sort of do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got very different roles, and sometimes we meet in the middle, and it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very, we don't know this life without each other.
Right.
We just don't. We met and we were inseparable.
You grew up,
and
we literally grew up.
I've been with him since I've been 24 years old.
Wow.
I'm 46. So
wow.
And yeah, he's definitely my person.
Yeah.
I know it sounds so cheesy.
No, it's
different.
And like we're not like, we don't like post our, our lives.
No, you don't.
But it's just, we're, knock on wood, just really lucky to have each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you guys kind of...
And he's hot.
You guys grew together, right? So some people meet their partners when they're 30, 35. Mm-hmm. It's like you guys actually grew as people together.
You were the same age.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 6 months older. But yeah, we grew up together.
Cradle robber.
Just so nice.
Proud of it.
Okay, so when we were after the first time we spoke, I called Talia and I was like, okay, I got this. Carly just inspired me in a way to create this segment for the podcast that we want to do with all of our guests, because there was something about you, and whenever people speak about you, it's always consistent about like just your energy and your personality. And so I thought, what if we had our people's team members send in just how they feel about working with this person. So I have a few. We have there's a couple from people you work with, and a couple from family members.
Oh wow,
as well.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't even heard them yet.
Brace myself.
Okay. Carly is one of those people who makes everyone around her feel comfortable, supported, and genuinely valued. She brings such a calm, positive energy to everything she does, and working with her is easy, collaborative, and always fun.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Carly has the kindest heart and the spirit of a warrior. She's easygoing in almost every regard, except when things are truly on the line. I love that part. She's the best friend and a visionary, perfectly blended together as a company leader.
Wow. It's very nice.
Carly is one of the most genuine people I know. She's thoughtful, driven, and the kind of person everyone loves working with. She is lighthearted and makes everything more fun just by being there.
Nice being here.
Right?
Yeah.
We have to hear.
I love these. It's not like
these things about
ourselves.
ourselves.
Like Jimmy Kimmel makes people read the worst tweets of themselves.
Celebrities reading mean tweets.
Yeah.
This is our take on the celebrities reading mean tweets about themselves. Okay, so this one's special. Watching my daughter build a life filled with purpose, love, and integrity has been one of the greatest joys of my life. She and her husband created a successful global business together, but their greatest achievement is the close, deeply connected family they have built with their 2 children. Always together, always laughing, and truly loving the life they share as a family. Beyond her success, she never loses sight of giving back, always finding ways to help others. In a world of Instagram perfection, what people admire most about Carly is that she is genuinely the real thing.
Wow. Oh my God.
But these, I feel like this is exactly who you are. I feel like they're nailing it.
That is so nice.
Yeah. Okay, I have 2 more. Can you handle 2 more?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like we need these.
Yeah.
These
like
are.
It's nice. We need to be everyone's cheerleaders.
We need more of these, like to hear what people.
No, it's really uplifting.
Yeah,
I'm a bit emotional.
I know. I was emotional when I was when I was reading them. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to read these without crying. Okay, 2 more. You're going to know who this is from. I love your positive manifestations and how caring you are to everyone around you. It's impossible not to feel and be happy around you. I love your kindness, your attitude to get things done quickly, and the discipline you have in everything, except for eating French fries.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
Yep.
be disciplined in every area. Okay, last one. Carly is love and light embodied. She has a boundless energy and a spirit that permeates everyone around her. Simply being in her presence lifts you up and pushes you to be better simultaneously.
It's really nice.
No,
Wow.
but they came almost instantly. Like it was like an ask that was fulfilled instantly. It wasn't like, oh God, what are we going to say? Like,
right.
who's going to do this?
3-day turnaround.
It was
Really nice.
literally like a very, very quick, like
Thank
over the
you.
long weekend. So people were obviously very enthusiastic about
Thank
sharing
you.
those feelings.
That's really nice.
About you.
Appreciate that.
This is actually my favorite question
Yeah.
that we're asking every female founder. What's something you believe women need to stop tolerating?
Personally, I think when I put myself out there and I'm like, oh, is this a good idea? Should I do this? Should I do this? It was met with a lot of resistance. And maybe it was met with a lot of resistance because I was a woman and it wasn't taken as seriously. Maybe just trust your instincts more because there's a lot of people that if you go when you have an idea, they'll more so than not probably say it's a bad idea.
I always say this to Jess, people always try to critique an idea on why it would fail instead of finding the reasons why it would actually succeed.
Right. Well,
It's like
those
people
are
always
usually
wanna go,
people that don't really have,
understand
or
it.
don't have ideas of their own.
right.
Or don't understand the idea.
Yeah, I'd go to people that have done it before, have created their own company, I think that's really important because I always say with my daughter, she'll say, oh, this person said that. And I'm like, well, do you respect them? Do they inspire you? And she's like, no. I'm like, so why do you care?
Yeah.
Of course they're going to, say shitty things because they don't, they look up to you and they're jealous or whatever it is. It's the same thing with business. Like, just go to the people that you not necessarily you really trust, but people that have done it before.
Yeah.
Because we've been with partners that they've been in a different line of business, but they put money into it. So they were naturally, they were investors, and it was not a good idea because it was just a different line of work. So now we're with, our partner now is unreal. He's more so like a strategic investor. He's done this over and over and over again. So it's like, it's happy now.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a well-oiled machine now. He gets it. He's been there.
Those are the people
you want. So when
talk to.
like shit's hitting the fan, it's like, instead of,
they have solutions.
Hey, I have a solution.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do to fix it. And then you end up like having so many synergies because you're more like-minded. And when it comes to like ideas, and I think that's really important because I can't tell you how many people thought I was crazy. Yeah. Cosmetics for your feet? Like, what are you talking about? Because that's how we started. That was like our tagline. Yeah. That really made it different. It was like, it was missing in the marketplace, but then it was coined like cosmetics for your feet. So it gave it like this hook. And they're like, what?
Yeah. Right.
But it worked. Yeah. So yeah, just go to be specific about who you reach out to. I think don't just ask anyone. Yeah. Because even sometimes people in your family, they don't get it.
Who you look up to and like really trust. And like when they say something negative, it's really challenging to get over.
Understand something when they can't wrap their heads
it's so
around
frustrating.
Something. It really is. And when you believe it, but that's what matters, right? Like your belief in it and the people in your close inner circle who
that's why your circles become like smaller and smaller as you
more
get older.
Strategic too. Yeah. We're even noticing that even the way that we're talking to people, there's just a difference in the way people think when they're entrepreneurs or they've done something on their own. Because every entrepreneur has been told they're silly or crazy.
Well, you are a little bit.
That's like for me
right?
a sign.
You have to be
a sign that it's a good idea
and a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, great. If it's not delusional enough, it's probably not worth doing.
A lot of people like security. Like sometimes your family just want to make sure that like you have a roof over your head and you're going to pay a salary and there's no questions. And I get that, but it's just not the way I was built. So when you hear that, when you're trying to like break through a barrier, break through another wall, and you have 100 more to break through, and they're like, what are you doing? Like what, you can't put a roof over your head, or it's just like,
I'm just picturing you doing like random fake handsprings through walls.
And you're like, boom, you're like punching right through.
You're like, bam, next one, bam, next one.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just leaning on people, especially when you're like down, just finding that person that gets it.
So here's the final question for you. What does built for this mean to you?
I feel like I've always been built for this. Just how I was born.
Yeah.
My mom said she used to find me when I was like 5 or 6 drawing on the floor. And I remember like I would envision like having my own, before I even knew what like brands or businesses or companies were. Yeah. I just saw this like big building that had like all these like symmetrical squares out front, but they're all different colors. So it was like part of me already. I just needed to find me in a way. Yeah. I know that you say you have to find it, but I feel like it had to find me.
Yeah.
So, and then becoming a gymnast and always having that discipline through like, when you're like, head's bleeding and your arm, your calluses are ripped open and you're crying and
you're in pain.
You're on vacation and you're in a gym. Like you're always pushing through. And I just feel like I was always destined to do something that was, was our own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like I've always had that. Yeah, I feel like I was always built for it. And I feel like there's so much more to go. I know everyone looks at us and they're like, oh, you've made it. No, you guys
I love
are
it
like,
though, that you're like, no, we're just getting started.
And like, but we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Like there's so much we need to tap into and there's so much growth. And it just feels like it's just starting. Like it almost feels like we've laid the foundation.
Yeah.
It feels
what you're
sturdy
doing
now. Like it
you know
feels
what you're
like,
doing.
Oh wow, now I can actually like leap off of it and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Well, I feel
it's
like
only taken 20 years.
But I feel like you've, to your point, such a strong foundation. It's like, how do you bring that vision to life in such a even bigger capacity?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even imagine all of the things on the chopping block or your inspiration boards. Like I'd love to get in your head, but we can't get all in today.
In the head and the vision boards, I think would be so cool.
I feel it's like sometimes like I always used to do vision boards backwards.
Yeah.
I know people would, it's weird. Everyone's like, well, create a vision board. I'm like, well, no, I just have the idea in my head. And they're like, well, draw it out. I'm like, no. I just need to create it.
Yeah.
Before I always did things a bit backwards.
Jess
so
is like that too.
Yeah.
She likes to like get to the finish line before, and I'm like,
and
let's start.
And then work
she's
back.
like at the finish line and works backwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It is interesting.
I always used to read magazines that way. I used to read books that way. Mm-hmm. Like it was always a strange, like it's a wiring thing.
Yeah.
She needed to like see it.
Yeah. You need to see it. You have to visualize it. And then sometimes you can't visualize it, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit of time and those things sometimes aren't worth doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you visualize it and then you work backwards.
Right. Well, there's a million cool things about TKEES and about you. But the brand is like a masterclass in restraint and longevity and building loyalty. And all of us, we give you so much credit. And there's also a huge amount of, I guess, gratitude that we have as, women entrepreneurs. It's to see Canadian women building and growing and scaling and reinventing is really, it's so important. And we need all of those voices and all of those personalities out there.
Like we hope this will inspire someone else who's trying to get something off the ground or going to a sandal
I
man.
hope so.
That's the whole point of this is to really like hear those real authentic stories.
That's what we were talking about the other day when we had that phone call.
Yeah.
I've always been so quiet about things, and it sounds kooky, but through like some hard times when we were going through some restructuring with partners that didn't work out. I spoke to, because no one could understand what we were going through once again, right? So you have your part, Jesse was my rock, I was his rock. I spoke to a medium and she said, one of the things she said was like, you need to, I know you don't feel comfortable, speaking on panels. She's like, but people need to hear your story more. People there is so much you have to say.
Yeah.
And you are personable. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, try, even if it's like in front of one or two people.
Yeah.
So that's stuck with me.
Yeah.
So I do hope it does. And I
Yeah.
hope like I'm super transparent. So
Yeah,
if there's anything else that, anyone wants to know, I'm happy to share it. Nothing to
Love
hide.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
And we will end on a high note. To our listeners, we view your story, Carly, as such a reminder that some of the strongest brands and some of the strongest women that we both collectively know don't need to constantly be fighting for attention, creating a lot of noise to leave a real lasting impact.
For sure.
So thank you, Carly, for
Thank
joining
you for
us on
having
Built
me.
for This.